Hi, I'm Roger Eagleton with 5 Star Property Management located here in Burlingame, California. Today's video topic is on vacancies and how to correct them and how they affect your profitability as a property owner. Quick rule of thumb for vacancies is that for every week your property is vacant, you're losing 2% of your annual rental income. So that number adds up pretty quickly, and it's a good reason why you don't really want to have vacancies. However, on the flip side of that is you don't want to just take the first person that comes in off the street, because while you may be able to get somebody in there very quickly, you have to make sure they're qualified. This is kind of the balancing act where our job as a property management company is to look out for your greater good and kind of slow people down sometimes and say, hey, just because your neighbor or so-and-so wants to get in the property, let's make sure they're qualified first, and let's make sure that you don't have an eviction on your hands, 3 months down the road. Vacancies can be prevented first and foremost by having your management company keep track of when the lease expiration dates are going to happen, and also just keeping in touch with the tenants. It's very unusual for tenants to just up and leave. If you do, again, something went wrong way back at the beginning of the process in the selection process, because most tenants, as far as we're concerned, have to abide by their lease terms, and that means if they're in a 12-month lease, they need to stay for all 12 months, and at that point we would discuss a lease renewal if it worked out for all parties. But again, keeping track of those dates is very important. The other thing is keeping track of what the market conditions are. When a lease is coming up to end, another consideration is, all right, do I want to end this tenancy in the hopes of getting a few $100s more per month? Or do I want to look at the bigger picture and realize that having the property vacant for maybe 3 or 4 weeks really ends up with me netting less money, even though I'm getting higher rent, because you've basically given up a full month of rent and you've incurred other costs with getting the property ready. So again, you really want somebody that's looking at the kind of the global picture and understands what the implications are both ways. At the end of the day, it's going to be your decision, obviously, because it's your property, but you want to work with a property management company that is at least giving you both sides of the coin so that you can see kind of what the pros and cons are either way. Finally, with vacancies, again, I think one of the most important things is that you choose carefully, or that your management company chooses whatever prospective tenant is going to be in the property very carefully. The best way to avoid issues with vacancies, like I said earlier, is to prevent them from happening by being very careful upfront, only placing qualified tenants, having all the documentation in line, and making sure that everybody clearly understands what the role and what the terms of the lease agreement are, so that there are no unexplained vacancies and no surprises for you as a property owner. For further details on this topic, feel free to contact us at the number listed below, and we'd be happy to sit down and talk to you and maybe give you any feedback that we have on the topic of vacancies for your rental property here in San Mateo, Burlingame, Foster City, Redwood City, or Hillsborough. Thank you.